to Factorio Space Exploration. Make sure I'm good about train. Today, I really need to get more oil because I'm consistently running out. Though actually right now it's doing well, which is surprising. Hello. Again, no, that's a weird square. Huh? Oh, it's a smaller space than I thought it was. Huh. How are you this week? Figure out what I need to do, because I know these are massing and I don't know how much of an issue that will be. This is firing repeatedly, making them angry. And if they go around this way, it might be a problem. Maybe back? Everything needs to reconnect. I don't know. My computer just... It didn't blue screen. It just did 0%, 100%, restart now. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. I'll have to figure that out. See if it's something that I need to deal with. Just trying to connect this thing, and now it's moving again. Okay. Good thing it happened early. Not after doing a bunch of stuff and not saving. Though autosaves would have helped a bit. Unfortunate. I wonder what... Could just have been random. Something could be something else. Now's not the time to worry about that unless it happens again. But things seem normal. Weird. But yes, I was just about asking what progress you'd made, because were you making, like, you were resetting all your stuff, were you making progress in the material science tech, or had you already finished most of that, and so that would mean bio next? I forgot about that when designing this. This is going to need to connect to the supercooled, which I was going to set up down here. Which means that I need this to move. Which could just be down here. It's not too bad. This needs supercooled as well. This one doesn't, okay. This could fit there. Change that. And that can go somewhere. This needs supply of the cooler stuff, which means I could feed it from here. Are these supposed to be speed upgraded? No, none of these are speed. moduled at all. I'll have to face the insights and how to deal with those when I set this up. But as it is, it seems mostly functional. I'll have to adjust there. Maybe I can move this, but it should work fine. I've got my facilities, I've got my supercomputers. Nothing is being built there because nothing's happening. Because of processing units. Or processing units, whichever is more accurate. Oh, why is the current resolution not supported? There is an issue there. Current. Wonder if I can fix this. Okay, I'll have to adjust that in the future. Can't do it while I'm going. Materials 3. I guess the tier 4 is pretty important, right? That's like you're almost, between the two, you're almost 3/4 of the way through setting up the beam, all the beam stuff, so you're almost at the point where you're gonna have to do whatever the next tier is. Which will be its own step forward, I guess. Lasers. The personal... I feel like a better personal reactor is at least nice to have. Probably a lot less important than, like, you know, infrastructural improvements, but I like that. Take that for a minute. Yeah, bio seems like it will require a lot to get going. Wait, are the death lasers like the orbital laser type? Oh yeah, I was reading... At some point I chose to look at the mod page for space exploration. Some of it might be a little outdated, but it did indicate that like the heat lasers are like blocking them as a PvP thing, which I've never thought of PvP Factorio. But countering space lasers sounds like it could be fun. Oh yeah, the turbine that I just saw. Yeah, that's a little bit earlier. Superconductive holmium, the nanomaterials up there. It is level 4 bio though. Well, it's level 4 everything. That's like super generator. Outputs 500 degrees steam at the other end and outputs water at the sides. 2% of input energy is unused and contained in the output steam. It's very specific. Like, using it is probably relatively simple. The 2% is presumably just so you can math out how much steam is produced. Oh, so you heat up whichever planet you go to, and you just have a central place to generate the energy to generate the heat. I mean, that sounds like a good time. Yeah, oil is the issue. Where's... That doesn't feel right. Oh, because that's still not filtering fast enough. Because that's actually full. I knew it might happen eventually. But I'm surprised it happened this early. Let's gonna temporarily do this. It's a lot. I have a number over here. 51,000. This is not how I should approach this. And this needs to be connected to the green. That will at least clean this up so it starts moving again. I need a better solution to all this steel. If everything's running, it drains some steel, but it doesn't seem to be draining enough. Or actually, I just cut down on that, and that probably handles it well enough. Because I don't need a backlog of science packs. Well, actually, I might. With the fact that they're used to craft the higher tier, so a little bit more would be useful. Oh. I feel like scrap feels very restrictive. Yes. I guess, because... I mean, if I switch it to an active provider, it should be fine. Like, active providers are higher priority than passive providers. Storage chests are higher priority than passive providers. Are buffer chests higher priority? If so, this will do enough. If I'm moving the steel correctly. Which I think I only move the steel here, so I think it's fine. Well, I think the only predicted steel drain is the base space science, whatever it's called, which might just be space science. Yeah, the space science pack. And if why is that not? Oh, processing is, yes. So, I think it's still fine. I think the biggest issue is that I had this continue to run. Draining a bunch of the light oil without any of this being made. I think limiting this will be fine for now. I still need to address the oil issue. because that's part of why this is slow sometimes. So now this is blue circuit, or green circuit. Why is that slowing? Oh, that's extended. Okay. I think this is limited by sulfuric acid a little bit. Yes. It all comes back to oil. I think if I fix my oil, which is a pretty big if, I think it will help a lot. Oh, hello. So I think I should build a wall here and start harvesting oil. Because I think it should be safe if I put turrets around it and just do that for now. Yeah. I think, oh, I have this already. Yeah, that will be what will fix it long term. I think the easy oil here will be enough. I'm hoping that the easy oil here will be enough to tide me over. What would make a Kerbal Space Program mod illegal? Unless it's like Kerbal Space Program has DLCs and it circumvents the purchasing of DLC, therefore effectively being a crack or whatever. Ah. I imagine the legality probably leans into whether they monetize it or not, which I'm not knowledgeable about, obviously. Mm-hmm. That's frequent. Frequent's not the right word. I guess legality versus likelihood of the individual doing stuff. I'm here for the stuff to do oil. But I actually wasn't going there to do oil. I was going there to make a wall, but then I forgot. I'll build the train station in a bit. That's kind of an interesting thing. I don't know a lot about the exact context. I would assume that it means that what they uploaded weren't actually just config files or anything. And it was, you know, beyond what could be reasonably justified. I'm gonna need some of these. Worms have really long range. It's quite troubling. Yeah. Because, I mean, most of the time, my impression is like, most people don't care as long as it's not like in a competitive game context. Yeah, because, like, I guess if... I've never looked into the actual full stuff. Like, yeah, Factorio, I guess, is... It's implied that modding is acceptable, but, like, is it a case where it's not, even in this context, it's not actually explicitly... like, permitted? Or does having a mod tab in the main thing count as explicit? I would assume it does, but I don't know the legality. What am I doing? I'm putting down roboports. I only need one. I'd rather have a couple of roboports. Better. Safe since... Did I copy these? I did. Good. This that I need to make sure I copy. And... oh, that's not the correct config. Whoopsies. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm building this part. Yeah, there. Yeah, like, Terraria's been on my mind recently because they had an update that was somewhat large. I think they explicitly promote the, like, Tmod loader that exists, which feels like a similar situation. Well, like, that sort of thing where it's like, oh, it's super moddable, I think just does exist. I don't know if technically Gmod is mods or if it's just working within an established sandbox. But that sort of has a similar... well, it's... and, not in the same way, but I don't know a lot about Roblox. It's not interesting to me. But that's a similar fundamental premise, where it's used as a platform for user-generated content, and the people making the game make all or a lot of the money. Probably not all, I don't know the situation with that. That's not interesting to me, but I ran back here to get more landfill. But that's different from mods, because that's an inherent part of the game. I think Gmod just uses all the assets that exist as for source. When people make models. It's kind of interesting, like, I've never thought about it because most of the time, like, developers don't always support people modding stuff, but it's generally, from a consumer perspective, a good sign when it's accessible in that sort of way. Oh, I actually have to pay attention here. Oh good, it fits. Because it's like, it will tend to work better long term. Yeah, like... like, Minecraft has its own intrinsic playability, but then there's a crazy number of mods that can change stuff up. What am I doing? I am... I'm probably not gonna start drilling for oil right here. That would be a bad idea. I'm gonna wait till this cluster gets cleared and start over there. Yeah. Like, I'd say I don't know if I've ever been like, oh, this game... I don't know if there's any games that I've played where it's like, oh, this game has crazy good mods. I'll definitely play that. It is almost always just, oh, I enjoy playing Minecraft, kind of, but mods make it better. I guess this makes sense. I'm just confusing myself. Okay, that's there. Second one's down here. Then you get, yeah. You can then get, like, kind of unrelated, but on the modding legality side, it becomes weird with, like, when companies have, whatever Bethesda's program that exists, Creator Club, where it's all about pay money to do these mods. That, I think, tends to be a negative, I think, for a lot of people. It's like the... Yeah, like, well... Yeah, I think there's probably differences between, like, paid mods. It might become the norm, given that I think that's what's kind of what happens with Bedrock modding in Minecraft. I don't know anything about Bedrock specifically. That's all connected. This is all connected. Yeah. And like, people put in a lot of work. I'll say I've never tried to mod anything, and I fully understand that it's definitely a lot of work. But it does, once it becomes about money, it then becomes about money. Which isn't, again, to say that everything should be done purely for passion, because that's not always realistic, but... Like this... I'm mentioning because I looked at Space Exploration's page recently. The mod maker has, like, links to, like, their Patreon to support them if they want to. That type of thing feels much more sustainable or less aggressive than some other ways. Yeah. Like, once it becomes... Because, I mean... It can also make people beholden, or feel beholden to, like, oh... Why am I doing... I'd rather do this and connect the oil over here. Because when it's purely a passion thing, sure, I mean, my understanding is even when people don't make money from doing something, they will have people harassing them about, oh, what, do this, do that. So even then, it's... Oh, this didn't connect. Unfortunate. So even then, it's probably can be rough. Mm-hmm. What am I... There's no realistic reason to make this into multiple train stops. Because, well, it depends on how fast they can fill the trains. But given that I could double the speed it fills, it's probably best to just do one stop. And then keep an eye on it to make sure it doesn't build up too much oil. Yeah, a lot of like, oh, this mod is a way to sort of simulate as if you're playing this other game in a game that you already own instead of buying the other game. It's not always the case. Is this guy delivering something to me, or is he using me to charge? He's delivering it to me. Why is he delivering... Oh, those guys were gone a long time ago. Because I was down robots earlier. They must have picked up... Oh, this is because it dead ends, I assume. No. I'll have to address that. I don't know why that's doing that. Yeah. Like, I don't know. In the context of... Yeah, I think modding is like, want to see stuff. But yeah, like the thing with the configs is I don't know what configs mean in this specific context. Like, a lot of configs for mods are effectively, or at least the configs that you could maybe, like, I don't know this context. But like a config for a Minecraft mod is basically just a text file, which is, I guess, being read by the mod to do stuff. I don't know a lot about it. But if it's purely, whether it's a config, I guess if it's a configuration for a mod or a modification to said mod is where the line would be drawn. I don't really know what the config you're talking about is, but if it's just a specific way to format an existing mod, it's at least more unknown. I thought I turned this all into steel. Where did I stop? Oh, I stopped right here, wow. Weird. I have to assume that if it's just, hey, here's this, I think that they're often INI files, at least for Minecraft. Here's this INI file with the specific way to configure a mod. That can't possibly be anything unless the mod itself is somehow different, but I don't know anything about the mod in question. Oh, that goes too far. That's fine. I don't carry pumps around with me. We'll have to fix that. Add a tag. Pump. Right there. So, basically... I don't know. I don't know what, in the context, that really would mean. So I guess it's... At that point, it seems less like it's a configuration for an existing mod and more adding on to it with stuff that they themselves do not have the anything near rights to spread without others' permissions. That will have to be powered. Seems like even if there's a definite right side net, feels like niche drama. Which calling it drama feels reductive, but it's one of those things where without any knowledge of the context, it's always kind of interesting to peek into the things that happen in specific zones, like niche card games, niche, I don't know, the pen communities. Oh, hello. I hope you're doing well today. Okay, that's connected. Power should be fine here. Is everything powered? No. Why is this not powered? Oh, no, this is not roboported. It is powered. That's fine. Okay, I need power where I have a pump. Pump can go here. I have to build a train station. Oh yeah, it's a niche. Niche stories can be kind of neat. Where am I running this oil? Why am I running the oil here? I should really be running the oil more that way. Oh well. Train tracks need to run further down. This is for this area. 2 of those gets me there. Add 1 extra. That should be the end of that. Then I need my exit and entrance. This is exit, which is fine there. Entrance needs to go... Or... Exit? Where's the entrance go? Not there, that's too close. Okay, it goes here. This will get built while I work on... Oops, that's the wrong button. While I work... Oh, far apart. Oops. Okay, now I can connect this, and then I can look again once this is positioned. Okay, I can look. Yeah, there, See the hole. Everything surrounding. Oh, I don't know which one to delete. Probably the lower one. There's a lot of, actually it's kind of unrelated, it's a lot of potential drama that surrounds various modding. Like there's older Minecraft specific stuff. Okay, so I clear this out, and I should be good to let this build for a bit. As long as I didn't clear the station. I can't see the station. It's not hitting the station good. I don't Oh, I just hit the station. Whoops. That's why I couldn't see it. Okay, that can sit. I can stop flying. I can look at this for a bit. I guess some mods are some mods basically modified versions of the existing files within the game, and by extension, because the files are owned by the companies, sometimes that can be where that is very clear. Where like because it has to work within the game, it becomes clearly modifying something that is already owned, and therefore they can't take ownership of something that's already owned by the main owner of said game. This doesn't look right. Why does this not look right? Probably because the symmetry is broken on this pipe, but I don't think I can change that. I can change this though. If I move this up to here. Nope. Hit shift. It's kind of, it runs into the, cause like, Nintendo are, I will say, infamous surrounding ROM hacks and whatever sometimes, but then there's like, they often don't worry until the people doing stuff are trying to blatantly profit off of it. I'm only thinking of basically Pokemon Uranium that was in the sort of news a while ago now. Where's this? Oh yeah, that was a predictable hit. Yeah. My impression is anything surrounding intellectual property can become very messy. And I think that's the simplest thing I can think of. Where's... Oh, this isn't right. Okay. That shouldn't be there. That doesn't look right. That's feeding in that. Okay, I'd have to put it further over here. It's like the completely unrelated to modding, but it's sort of the Red Cross takes issue with games and such using their logo, which initial impression is it feels extreme, but then it's because that can influence other things. So it's not the same, but like enforcing stuff is important. Like, it's a different case with like the Red Cross because they don't want people to misuse it, because in an actual like war context it needs to be treated seriously, and people misusing it can cause problems, which isn't the same as modding, but IP type stuff is very complicated. That's a funny, maybe the funniest thing surrounding the Geneva Convention, because it's not directly harmful. Let's not, that's fine, sketch there. So that's gonna be how I adjust this. Oh, did I move that? That doesn't look right. This doesn't look right. What? So I moved this. What did I change here? Oh, okay, I did move the... I moved that in, the beacon. Okay, I can do that now. I am working on setting up the second stage of astroscience while waiting for this stuff to clear a bit before I do more to get more oil flowing. Because if this oil starts pumping and I have a ton of nests here, it will be a problem. So I'm going to clear a few. This is going to clear passively, then I'm going to manually clear a few, and then I can start pumping oil and not have constant lasers. And these chests have to fill up, and I need bots to get here, and all. That's way too many logistics bots to be there. And I just cleared construction bots, not logistics bots, but... I need them to not just sit there. Not that it's causing any problems, but... I guess they're here they delivered this stuff and then left, but... This will be able to defend it. Wait until that's cleared. Then I need to build a train stop, which is gradually being built. But Astro 2 should be doable by just moving shadows that I'm setting up down below up to here. And it should be painless, I hope. Yeah, I guess I could do... I could set up requests like that. That's 700, which should keep fewer elsewhere. Great point. I was trying to think of whether there's a way to, like, reverse robot request and say, hey, don't send robots here. How many am I at? 2.1k logistics. I mean, I have a lot of logistics bots, so having 100 out there is not actually an issue. It's just looking at the roboport and spotting it bothered me. Okay, I'm not going to use speed 3s because I'm short on those. And I need them for my copper planet that has been currently indefinitely delayed, but I still need to do, and we'll need like 1,000, which is a lot. Given my current crafting speeds. That's fine, I set up this one. Kinda wonder if it could be fun to set up efficiency modules here to... I need to go pick up pumps anyway, but efficiency modules to like reduce pollution? They do that, right? Yeah, I think it could be fun someday to actually use efficiency modules to cut down on pollution, to not do this to the world. But it's not efficient. Makes everything take longer. That raises a question. The max tier of efficiency module, how does that do? And they stack minus 1,000. How does that work? Like, I assume minus 100% energy consumption means half? So if it cuts the energy consumption by a ton and cuts the pollution, then it reduces it by a huge amount combined. Oh, minimum energy consumption is 20%. But then, does that mean past tier 3, or the module tier 3, the only reduction is to pollution? Or no, you combine it with plus modifiers and they offset each other? Yeah. That's kind of neat, though. You can use efficiency module 3s if you're not running a ton of speed modules to get around there. If you're running speeds, I want to look. If you're running the max speed, that's 400% energy consumption, which means one efficiency 3 fully covers for 2 speed, or one efficiency 9 fully covers for 2 speed 9s for the energy. Though I assume at that stage you're less worried about the energy drain, but maybe on a spaceship it would matter. Oh, they shipped more stuff up. That's not empty. There shouldn't be barrels in there. Oh no, did I hook this up wrong? There should be no request for barrels, but I had to link it across. Because the greens should be the minuses. This should be a minus, that should be a minus. None of this should be pluses. Why did it request? Why is there a barrel in here? Why is there scrap in here? That shouldn't happen. I must have disregarded something with my wire. Is it drawing a request from this? No. This also really life support canisters shouldn't be up here. They should be down below, but I don't get how that got in there. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it. There's a lot of advanced circuits just sort of sitting here. 40,000 is way too many. It's probably the requested amount for a multiplied value, so it's fine, but I guess I'm gonna move low densities over here as well. And small motors. I just saw a space capsule there. I need to pay attention to what I have. Oh, that's old. I hope I eventually feel the the desire to use efficiency modules. The biggest threat, the biggest issue with trying to use efficiency modules is it's fun to just scale up power gen. Like, if it's not a spatial or resource constraint, it's always the most fun to just more power, bigger numbers. Because who doesn't love just ever-growing numbers? Okay, that's fine. Oh, that shouldn't be 40, that should be 50. Oh wait, I shouldn't be requesting those. Because if I request them, and then a couple are crafting, they'll start to try to deliver stuff to me, maybe. I don't know how smart they are, but that's good. This is frozen. So I'm mining that. I was here to pick up a few components. I needed the pumps. I needed speed 2s. Yeah, speed 3s are all being shipped into space, I think. I might try this. I might place a couple efficiency modules into the oil, just not for any reason other than to reduce the pollution fog being generated. Do I need more pipes? I shouldn't. Yeah, should be plenty. Also gonna increase this to 200 to 100 moving forward. This will stay as a remnant. Going further down, yeah. Going pretty well though. It's... Oh. Oh yeah. If you remove the roboports, the robots can't access the landfills in the middle of the ocean. Very silly to forget that. Goofy. Okay, good thing I wrote pump there. Bam. Oil. I guess I run it up and over. Oh, might as well do this. Until I get to here. You know, now, every time it pauses for that autosave, I'm going to be half expecting my computer's going to crash. Not ideal. I'm looking for my most recent one of these, if it has the correct spacing. Let's be preemptive. Let's see if this can even work. And if it does, I want to see how. Because the trains are, or fluid trains are kind of confusing because they're very finicky with how they connect with pumps. Yeah, I'm kind of assuming it won't work on both sides. I'm just curious in case somehow it isn't. I think the biggest part that confuses it is sort of when the train is there, it becomes much more confusing when you're looking at the train itself. Oh, this is one that's waiting? No. Oh, they're waiting to fill up, not waiting to leave. Okay. I need more... Wait, I can do this remotely. I can get more trains. Ooh, this is not good. These guys are running here, then there. They'll probably be able to get there. But I have to pay attention. Oh. Okay, so that's actually fine. If this just isn't connected? How? No. Oh. Yep. I knew I'd do that again. Flipped the entrance and exit. For simplicity, just do Just rip the whole thing out. No, you robots in roboports. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Why personal roboport? Why can't you do it? I wish I could just have it behave and not do this to me every single time. I still need the wood, that's fine. So now I'm short on rails. Okay, that's fine as well. There are quite... Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. There are quite a few little things that I think are... particularly annoying, that are kind of just vanilla behaviors. I think I understand why, you know, robots are prioritized the way they are. I just kind of wish there was like a toggle. Like, hey, I want my personal roboport to take priority over these as long as I'm in the area. This should fill up pretty quickly. And this should supplement my stuff well. It should turn back to space. So, the new segment will need to be overlaid. So that roboport needs to move. Yes, the thing at the top needs to move because that's not going to exist anymore. So I can make space by moving it to the right. Can I just... What might break if I do this? The roboport won't be moved if I don't move it manually. I have to keep an eye on what might break if I just do this. I think it would be mostly fine, other than the fact that I don't have all the machines. So that's gonna move. I need to put a new roboport there. That should be fine. But I also have to do this. This is the output for the readings go there. This is the feed from here. That also needs to feed there, which I was going to put above, but then I moved below for the fluid supply, which is not the correct fluid supply. These are backwards. If I'm feeding that from the outside. And this currently goes up. I could connect it there or here. Connecting it there would be easier. Moving that, which can kind of go anywhere. This is not needed. That's not needed. That can feed directly, and then I can probably just run this down there as well. That just needs those. Okay, so the two frames are easy. The Astro card is this. The catalog. Oh, yes, the catalog needs to be set up because the catalog is not that. The insight is a new recipe, which just means swapping these to the new recipe, and that will be fine. The pack I have, the crafting chains. That's the Astro there. That's the Astro there. And I'll have to adjust this recipe to that recipe. The insight becomes that. New insight, new Astro. I need to craft that somewhere, and I didn't set up a space to craft it. This needs cold, but not super cold. I need 2 to craft it unmodified. I craft it speed 3, speed 3. I only need 1, or 0.5. I could probably swap one of these. Like this is 10 Astro output instead of 3. It uses more cards, but it turns 5 and 5 into 10 instead of 3 into 3. Well, I guess it's the same cost in blank data cards, but half of them are just blank, so they don't need to go through the whole process. I think with the new recipes, if I can't change it, can I? No, level 1 catalog. I do need 2. 8, 2, 8. 2, 2, 8. 18. Oh yeah, so that's a kind of. It's weird that that stands out. That suddenly the 3rd tier of insight requires blank data. Does it actually track the total card input? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It does. This is missing 6 cards to get to 18 insights. That's kind of neat. Yeah, crafting rates. I'm not gonna modify that. I'll just leave it how it is because it's easier to me. Yeah. It's kind of fun. Oh, I can move these here, but that'd be bad. That wouldn't be easy to keep organized. I could move this whole thing to the left. That would give me more space to work with. That only needs 1. Oh, this needs 2. Ooh, multispectral. That needs a requester. Oh wait, maybe I just supply the... Maybe I just supply this bit with a chest up here. Yeah, it's... So, I was planning to put this pack here because I didn't actually leave space for all the packs to be crafted in this area. All those pieces go together. This insight is going to be crafted up there, so it'd be here to here to here, which isn't great. Oh, also that needs to be adjusted anyway. That insight won't work where it is because of the temperature. But just to keep things straight, I'm going to leave it what it was. So I can't do the... I have to move the insight crafting or change the piping. Let's probably just move the insight crafting. The statement I'm about to make is not to disagree with what you said. It does seem like a cozy type of game. It is funny that, like, descriptions suggest that there's some, like, Lovecraftian influence, which is just, it's kind of disconnected, which is funny to me. Okay, that's a tier. This is cold, this is very cold. I could put very cold stuff here, so I could do the insights and all of that in that area. I have the space. It would negatively impact that. That would be bad. The insight seems better. I mean, I think when I ran through the I'll just duplicate it now. If I duplicate it, if I switch, I can't switch it. If I switched my source of insight, it decreases the amount of crafters needed to 1.2 instead of 2 point whatever. So it is a meaningful improvement, just not as much. I mean, you can always play, I'm gonna just copy this for now. You can always play, like a skyblock in Minecraft if you want to not have skeletons. And until you do have skeletons and they shoot you and you fall in the void and lose all your stuff. Which is even worse. I could do the insight crafting around here. Would not be too bad. Piping the fluids out would also be not horrible. Do space pipes deal with the pressure? It doesn't look like it. No, it does have pipeline extents. I will have to think about that eventually. I completely have not even considered that eventually it will need to worry about pipeline extents, which isn't a difficult challenge. I just need to keep it in mind. No spooky wardens getting angry at you for being loud. Okay. Yeah. These will craft in this zone. That will be fine. I did, however, drop one of the crafting steps. No, it was not insights. What was it? Or maybe it was the insight recipe that I was trying to figure out where to fit it. I can't imagine. I kinda can't imagine not. Oh no, this insights. This is the catalog. I can't imagine not ending up with something. Oh no. I think that does hit them. Ugh. They seem so involved. There's so many pieces that it's hard to get it perfect. I have to say, like, pasta's not my favorite food. It's always kind of, like, I don't know, a nice, I'd say special's maybe not the right word, but like a very, there's some types of pasta that can be nice, but kind of like, it becomes very samey when it's not unique, and if you had it frequently, I don't know, pasta's just, it's weird, because like, I guess it's because the pasta's the main food. Like, rice and potatoes are not the main component. I don't get tired of those because they're sort of a side element. But pasta, I very rarely crave pasta. Maybe you should eat pasta anyway. You should eat oh, I can't think of a. All I can think of is like basic spaghetti. That would be silly. What I was about to do. That's that. That will run. Ooh, yeah, perfect. That needs to feed into here. Could I adjust this? I could move this down, move this down, move this. Oh wait, that's wasteful. I should just do... Nope, that's worse. There. Looks horrible. But it should be fine. Twisty ones. Twisty ones. Rotini seems believable. I don't know the name of the twisty ones. I can only think... The only thing in that size that I can think of is like penne. But that's not the twisty one. Yeah. I mean, spaghetti and adjacent, like, long strand pastas are definitely the most... I don't know, to me they feel the most convenient. And flexible, because, like, the twirly ones, the penne type ones, those feel wrong for, like, a very basic... Like, if you're just... A sauce is just a sauce, not, like, chunks of stuff. It feels like those wouldn't fit. You know your pasta names. What? I am not a pasta master. I don't know what. One called Tagliatelle that I only know the name of because it's a unrecognizable name to me. Oh, is that the one that's... Individual pieces are long, flat ribbons, similar to fettuccine. It's just a wide noodle. That's boring. It's not like some involved type. I think for... wait, is this recipe? I haven't checked how this will interact with the previous. This is... Wait, what? Why is this... Why is Astronomic Catalog a recipe or an ingredient here? If it's being crafted... That's not right. Oh, because of that being in the wrong spot. Okay, that's fine. Because this is Science Pack 1, not Science Pack 2. I was looking at the wrong pack. 0.6 astronomic per minute. This produces 60 per minute and uses like up to 60, but that will decrease. If I don't change my... If I don't cut back on this, I think I overproduce, which is fine for now. I think. Yeah, I got lost because I forgot that I was trying to mess with the improvements provided by that. I should remove that factory. Oh, how many airframe poles am I crafting? Just sort of sitting here. Hopefully not too many. Okay, that's good. Because it's being controlled. Good. Good, good, good. For now. I'd have to check this. That's okay. I have plenty here. How's my vulcanite? Plenty. Okay. Yeah. I think the catalog ones are fine. I can't change the insight. No, wait, no. The catalog... Oh yeah, the catalog does draw that. Okay, I was lost. So that was what was the issue. That can't be placed there. Because they do draw the same temperature. This is not a good place to do this. I need to... I can run that, but then it runs into that, and that's a problem. Easy solution is to move that up. Oop, that's too far. Move that up there. And this has other issues. This is not a good approach. It's messy. So these ones are safe. The next tier is where I'll have to be more careful about my... Okay, I only need one. Especially if I'm speed upgrading. I'll have to be more careful at the next tier of science. This is pretty messy. It's not that bad. Actually, it's fairly condensed. It's just moving it up to the actual area will be... I'll need to be careful. Why is this not going? What is the sticking point? Space science, which is limited by processing units. Processing units are currently limited by greens. Which feels like that's just a belt issue, based on this. And I could adjust that by changing how I'm unloading them here. So right now I'm just gonna do this because it's bothering me. Force this one to go right. I don't know what's reading this. I need to... Oh, this is what's reading it. Yeah, that doesn't need to read anything. Just always run. I don't think this actually helped me. I just think it will look nicer. Yeah, everything's still flowing just as fast at this stage, but... Well, I guess it will help with the crafting, because these will... This side will actually be able to output onto the belt a little more. But yeah, my blue circuits are limited by the supply of resources to them. That's not going to be addressed until further tiers. But I think my oil is solved for now. Like, I think there's enough that it's going to hold me over. But I need to get this working. So I should start with this as a baseline. Get this adjusted. That will cause problems. Everything will grind to a halt. Not that it's crafting right now, so it's actually fine. That swap should be fine. Oh, cancel. Nope, undo that. Now I have to be careful. This is the input that can be removed. That's the output. This is not needed. Wait, do I still have that down here? No, it's going there. Okay. So, I just want to get that moving while I'm here. Those are not crafted yet. I am pretty sure. I have one X-ray telescope, which is all that I need. So I can switch this to the big guys that are called microwave telescopes. Restrict this based on microwave times 6. Either 6 or 8, can't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 is good. I have this, I have those, I have those. I still need the gravimetrics and the laser facilities. I don't need to craft another hypercooler. So I can adjust that belt. One negative about building in space is the whole shift to place it in space means that rotating items is slightly more annoying. To stop pressing shift just to press it. I am out of that. Gotta maintain symmetry. Very important. I say as this whole thing is not symmetrical at all. So, I think this section's fine. I'll have to verify that this won't that this will hit properly, because it's kind of hard to judge. I think that's up to here. Those and those will all be sped up. This is the warm. This is this color, which connects up. Okay. So I should be able to copy that much safely. Doing this piece by piece is much safer. I press shift, that's the only thing that changes. How goes the crafting? Oh yeah! Frame poles. So I need more of those. Crafting. And I have to move those in manually right now. I don't want to ship too many. Let's start with what is the recipe for a microwave telescope. It is 120. I've crafted one. I need 600 total. A little annoying. How goes the ammunition? Goes well. Okay, that is nest cleared. I could shoot this one. I also forgot that I wanted to put efficiency modules into my pump jacks purely because it would be interesting. Whoop, too fast. I only want one pump jack. One efficiency per pump jack, though. I can't shift right click this, right? Yeah, I can't, which is a shame. Oh. Well, it's mostly... I'm finding them annoying right now because I haven't set up requester stuff. Like, I think I need to improve my beryllium production and shipping a bit, and then it will be fine. I just need to get the stuff set up properly. Okay, that has how much? 5.16 pollution per minute. Oh, there's no beacons. Oh, did that overlap? It didn't. Good. Okay. 533 per minute versus 62.6. That's not actually that much less. It's half, which is actually a lot, but I guess, like, I know that. I guess in this context, I should have just copy pasted. Just the copy pasting caused me some issues when I was copy pasting this stuff. Like I copied this and I rotated it and then I just pasted them all, but forgetting like the stuff being mirrored and everything. But for pump jacks, actually, nothing can go wrong with pump jacks in that sense because they only rotate, they don't flip. So there's nothing to worry about there. So I should have just done it that way. To keep an eye on how this is polluting, because once this pollution reaches here, I will need to make another wall to contain it. But if I can blow everything here up first, I should be fine. It's hard to tell. Is it the... Okay, the light blue is stuff that they can walk on, which means this is like deeper ocean than that, which I don't think matters beyond aesthetics. Because it's not like it's the oil ocean stuff. Oh, the number of behemoths. Behemoths are very worrying. Just bombard the whole area and hope it gets some of them. I wonder if it's predictable where they move after they get hit. I imagine it's somewhat predictable. Except for when they don't move at all, in which case that's way more confusing. Anyway. No more nests. I can deal with the stray behemoths here. Only have one cluster left, and then this section should be safe. And once it's safe, my oil probably won't be a problem for a while. And then in like 20 hours, something will attack that, and I will be questioning, how'd they attack that? And I will be very confused. But until then, it should be fine. I missed a spot. Glad I kept an eye out. Oh. Is that the same nest? It doesn't look like it. Or group. I don't know. This is a spawner. I don't know, the whole thing's a nest. Okay. That's cut off, which means this whole lower section should be safe. That looks like medium ocean. So this is the only... I actually have secured the whole back section. I'll have to clear out spitters and stuff for flying robots, but I just have... I have to wall off here. And then I can kind of remove that and that eventually. But as it is, I'll just let it... I'll let it go how it is, because this is not a current priority. The biggest priority is getting this working. Which is limited by the fact that I did forget to do power. I should have most of my inputs and outputs, but I did forget to figure out how I'm running power. That can't reach those. Okay, if I put one here and one up top, I'm fine. So that one needs to go there. I always forget at least one thing. Oh, am I supposed to speed these? No. Good. I always forget at least one thing. Sometimes it's power, sometimes it's resource outputs, sometimes it's resource inputs, like right here. That needs that and that. I think I'm gonna let that run there. I'm gonna run an active provider and a belt. That will be a little weird looking. I can maybe fit Astro 3 up here, depending on the fact that it actually probably needs cooling, so I probably can't run up there. Do I want this to be here? It's not the worst space. It's a little bit out of the way, but running the coolant will be much simpler. Except it won't be because I changed this. Self-induced suffering. Self-induced struggles are the best kind. Ooh, I don't think crafting those. Okay, that needs to be addressed. Easily enough. Done easily enough. I need those. Limit those to about 200. And I think this is as far as I'm going to go to the right for now. Does the spacing make sense? It has to go here then. Then I can copy this, move it up. No, I can't because the whole premise is the parameters. The parameters are what make this convenient. That's gonna be there forever, isn't it? This robot corpse. Odd as always. Do I have multispectral? I do. Okay, wonderful. That's going well. So the next section has been mostly built. Ooh, wait. That very much needs to be limited. Okay. That's not running because it's not needed, probably, because it has 500 in its output. So, that has been copied to there. Those are not built because those are not there. Those are not there because I was going to do it manually. I wonder if... I bet at this point, if you really wanted to, you could probably get away with not moving at all. For a lot of this, until you have to go to a new planet. And then with some relatively simple infrastructure you could probably get away with minimal actual movement. 1, 2, this is 5, 606. 606 should be more than enough, except if these call for more. They do. I'm gonna need more. The laser... I have to ship up some accumulators and some laser turrets. Sure, let's give them all the laser turrets they could ever want. If I ever need more than that, I will be... Oh, I was gonna say very surprised, but energy might need a lot of lasers. And if energy needed lasers, I actually would not be surprised, so... That looks nice. I am confusing myself. This production looks like it's going better. Some of these are actually doing something. Still not enough greens, but that's predictable. accumulators. I don't know where those are. Should be near here. Oh no, they're near my batteries, which is near sulfur. Should be way more than enough. Cool. Nice and safe. Still moving, good. Production at the intended speed. It's a little short, I think, because it isn't consistent. This is when it died because I didn't provide the vulcanite. But an hour ago it started becoming inconsistent. Did this... No, that didn't die. I'm assuming it's something to do with this, which must mean this is undersupplying now, and I need more mining, which will wait until I have a spaceship, because once I have a spaceship, it will be less painful to fix stuff like that. So, I'm going to send up more beryllium rods. I'm not going to wait for an even remotely efficient... Yep, I'm going to send this up with only like 80 cargo, which is wasteful, but... What am I going to do? It would waste more actual time to wait for it to actually be full, given that nothing's happening up there. I could, however... Yes, I do need to get aeroframe poles up there. So that's what I can work on. Do I want aeroframe poles to be requested as aeroframe poles? Or I'm already shipping up beryllium ingots. Do I ship up sticks or poles? Or do I ship up iron ingots and convert it all in space? This is a 50 per stack. This is 100. So one stack of the iron sticks is enough for 2 stacks of poles. This is 1 to 2, but then this is a fraction because it's 100, it's 1,000 beryllium per stack. Like 2 stacks, it's probably about even. Like I think, rough math, I am already shipping up beryllium ingots, but those are needed there. So I shouldn't count the fact that I'm already shipping beryllium as a reason to not just ship the poles. I think, since it's half a stack of sticks per stack of poles, and like 1/500th of a stack of plates, it's probably most efficient to ship ingots and sticks and then craft it in a manufactory. I guess it's it all makes sense. There's a lot of options. I guess if I feel that currently my beryllium does not supply enough, I guess if I was shipping directly from here this space, I think then I would feel more strongly in favor of crafting there. But if I just do it here, whatever. It's painless to craft it here. I just need to set a requester that's gonna need to adjust. My various requesters in space are not good right now. They are quite flawed. Currently, if I think this one here has wrong request in the space, but I don't know why, so I'm not fixing it. Because I don't trust that. This doesn't get requested. Doesn't get requested. The data cards do not need to be requested. Okay, it's just the aeroframe poles. If I'm calling from... That's 4 stacks per... In theory, that's 4 stacks per minute. That's not that bad. I'm just gonna do that for now. This one is... Space, Science 2. I can just add it here, and it will be painless. Just simpler. Now, is this requesting 29,000 airframe poles? Yes, it is. Did that make sense to me? No. I don't think that makes sense to me. Am I bad at math? Yes, I'm bad at math. Because I'm multiplying this by 100. So 200 becomes 2,000 becomes 20,000. A lot of aeroframe poles. I'm not crafting those fast enough right now, but... is there a better way? Probably best if I... change how I build these. Short term, I could build here. There need to be 2 steps, it's not going to work. That look nice. I have to get the beacon. Currently the beacon would be an issue, but I guess I did, as always, forget about even trying to beacon. Get a little more. Get 12 to a beacon. That looks... It's annoyingly off-centered. That's unavoidable with that. I hate that. That bothers me a lot. That bothers me way too much. Okay, I'm gonna just go with 8 because it will look way less annoying. Yeah, trying to do that would just bother me. 1 for each corner. I guess? Oh, yeah, so... Cut that. Cut that. Put a beacon. And like one. That's not right. Oh no, I just have to space it one further away. Okay, perfect, thank you. I don't know why that completely slipped my mind. And that looks great as well. I think that does look quite good. Does this work? Not quite. I'll have to do something like that. That'll be fine. I'll need the speed 3s, which are currently non-existent. I don't think I have any speed 3s anywhere. I was sort of assuming they were all going into here. I'm really shocked that my big motor production hasn't, like it's been a sticking point occasionally, but this has lasted for a lot longer than I expected it would, without having to, you know, extend it a ton. Very shocked. Okay, that's gonna take 8 years to craft. Okay. What do I want to do? I think I feed up and down. Feed one up to here, and one down to here. Then it will be nicely symmetrical. Yeah. Yeah! That, like, not actually using the necessary 1,000,001 belts. Hat definitely does help. I wonder if that will be a problem eventually for the deep space belts. Nope, it won't be, because my current stuff wouldn't matter, because none of this is at all something that would fit with what I'm working with now. Okay, that's good. I didn't plan for how to feed these, so this won't work. I'll have to adjust. I can feed everything but the corners, like that. I could feed the corners in many different ways of placing chests. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean the Nakium element is kind of all I need to see to judge that. Temporarily I'll just get this moving. But I will change how this is laid out. That's pretty fast. What will look... Oh yeah, what's the use speed? The use speed is 1.5 and 3. These only grab 2, they're too slow. They're way too slow. I do have to input like this. That's probably best to just go for it. I place that there. This is the most, like, actual bot-based production, like, component production I've done on Nauvis. It just hasn't been my approach so far. It's kind of... That's genuinely remarkable that I placed it like this. In like one place that it didn't have coverage. Okay, I'm short on beryllium, which is predictable. Mostly because this is my only beryllium conversion. And unsurprisingly, not very fast. But it's called aeroframe. Aeroframe. In the last minute, it peaked at about 1.4k per minute, which is pretty fast. So 20-ish minutes to fulfill like a request, which is too long to just sit here waiting, but I can probably ship it early right now, which is again a little wasteful. But waste is my middle name, and I want the stuff to get built, so it's necessary. The telescopes will be built. I don't want them to be placed down, so I can't move that shadow up yet. Can I move the bottom section's shadow? Yes. So starting there. Oh, wait, no, I can't move the gravimetrics or lasers up. Because that would cause problems. How does this line up? Oh, I hadn't copied far enough down. Okay, that's what I should copy. Yep, that's fine. Then I can copy that. Except I can't copy the gravimetrics, I have to get rid of that. Get all these pipes placed. Wonderful. That still hasn't been built yet, because it's restricted by pipes, which are restricted by steel, because it's not requesting from buffer chests. I hate that default. Can I adjust a blueprint? No. I'd have to do the whole parameter thing again, which would be annoying. But it would be so worth it. Or maybe if... No, I doubt the parameter saves if I copy new contents. If I did that... Yep. Figured. I'd have to remember that I need to swap that. That's still not requesting enough of these, because I don't have enough bots. That should help. This is complaining about missing speed modules to my left? Where? Oh, that's not surprising. That's expected. It's out of logistics range, so I will need more eventually. That should be fine for now. Oh yeah, this needs to request for that, which is microwave observation. I actually set that up correctly for once, which is genuinely surprising. That's a liquid. That's supplied there. I only need to request the multispectrals. I'm going to request one stack. Really looks like wiring for, like, jury-rigged wiring of, like, batteries together. Weird. Yeah, I'm short on speed 3 modules. Oh wait, I bet those are sitting in a... They're probably just sitting in here. Turn that off for now. Because currently, that's on an indefinite pause, so it's a bit wasteful to just leave it sitting in a requester chest. Even double that. Airframe poles are probably still... They're stabilized at 700, that's okay. I have to check on this. Uranium is relatively full. I'll have to worry about that in the next 40 hours, probably. It's not too bad. Seeing the trains move, always fun. I wonder if I should scale up my core mining. It doesn't look like I should. Because that is actually currently pretty full. Kinda wish I could just copy an entire, or like, do that and look at all the stats just for that section, but that would be a bit too much. To have to track like local stats for resource production. How's my steel doing? Okay there. I guess what I need to check is my steel consumption. It spikes a bit. So it does look like it might be somewhat limited by production. Yeah. If consumption's higher than that, than production, then it means I need to address this at some point. I don't think I need to do it now. I just need to keep it on a back burner. Surprised Mark II is the highest robo port here. Okay. These should be... Oh, they should be... Oh, yes, I don't have an extraction for that yet. How do I want to deal with my own mistakes. I think the easiest step, ditch that, and make a new mass storage depot. Start with airframe poles. As the main product, but then might as well include these other things that I need grabbed anyway. Laser turrets. Should probably be one to the left. I wonder. You could slowly extract to 3 chests on 2 sides. Just 3, 2, 2, 1, or 3, 3, 1, 1. It's the same. 6. You get 8 extraction points, which is reasonably painless. That'll craft my telescopes. I have to wait for that. Oh, are my drones being placed into the system? Still at 176. Where are my drones? I thought I shipped up a bunch. Did I somehow put them in the wrong... Oh, I put them in the next shipment. Okay, that's fine. That'll have to wait a little bit. Apparently this will work, and it's made that, which means that it should have built that. Good. This will need an input and an output. The output should probably be an active provider. How I'm doing it right now. Requester just requests those. That's all fine. These. Why are there no why are there no astronomical plates? I guess they're just not being crafted because there's none of those. There's none of these because there's no visible observations. Those are limited by those, which are limited by those, which are limited by glass. Oh, this was predictable. Okay, this is fine. Clear that, and hopefully that's the last time this will be an issue. It should never cause a problem again. Knock on wood. I half expect it to break again, but... Yes, absolutely. It definitely would not have shocked me if it had crashed and just doomed me. Which... It's a strong argument in favor of planning something around that. Oh, I can do a... You set up storage chests, maybe? For when this crashes, it ships it to a nearby storage chest that only feeds into there, but then cargo loss. The precision that I'm aiming for won't work because of cargo percentage loss. Except it should be consistent, but it's probably not consistent enough, actually. Until I'm at effectively 100%, it's not actually going to be perfect. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, this has only a 0.3% chance, or a 0.5% chance of crashing. but I also have crashed repeatedly on a less than 10% chance, so probability is what probability is probability. It will happen unavoidably eventually. Why is this here? I clearly broke something. Those should be negative, shouldn't they? Because I'm running the green line. The green line connects all this. The green line... Oh no, the green line... You know, the green line's the subtraction. Why would that ever be requested? The only thing that I changed was that I connected this chain to reach to here. But that shouldn't be requesting any of those. The only thing that should be getting requested... Oh, did I mess up a red wire somewhere randomly? But it should only be requesting these. So unless I... Oh, that red line. Did I mess with that red line somewhere? No, that red line only connects to those. None of these should ever be requesting... Oh, is it reading a... Did I connect it to a requester chest? No. The biggest question is how it has any of those. Like the visible observations, which would have to come from down here. This red line. That's what it is. It's gonna be related to that, I hope. But I don't see how it could be. Because this is actually a different, this is Astro liquids. This should only be getting Nauvis orbit signals, which means it has to be from here. Yeah, where are they getting that signal from? How's it getting that in the red? Can it be reading... It can't be reading what bots are carrying. Could it read... It wouldn't read logistics request. That wouldn't make sense to me. Okay, this line here only connects here and there. The other line... Oh. You know, that's that whole object connecting to the green. Anything green should be subtracted. So there should never be an actual request. Did I change... Oh, did I mistakenly connect the end of this? This is also flickering a lot. None of these are causing a problem right now. It's mostly just confusing why it is seemingly trying to request these materials. Is it that it's connected to a roboport on the other end, and therefore it's sending the roboport's request through to here? Because if that was the case, that could be interesting. The visible observation frames are currently... Visible observation frames get requested... So, visible observation is this. There's no way they're reading that chest. This chest then ships it to here. And here. These requesters, this requester, and that provider are the only things that should have visible observation frame information. I'm really wondering if it's because if I disconnect this, and then I'll get a huge influx of steel requests, but if I disconnect that, does it solve it? It does. Which means that it's reading requests from that roboport, or the robo system in space. Oh, there it is, the read logistics network contents. So it's reading what... This is still a green line, so this shouldn't be doing this anyway, because the green should be the subtraction, so it should be subtracting what's being carried by the robots. But instead of subtracting it, it's being added. It's not being... Or is it because... Is it because it's not negative that it goes through as a signal instead of, you know, just like a negative? Is it... Oh, that's the issue. No, that's not the issue, but it's because of how it goes to here. I think it just sort of converts it. Yeah. I think that should fix it. Yeah. Disconnecting the logistics network content. Sort of fixed it, sort of messed with it. I think it's fine. All these requests have increased because reading the contents... reading the contents is actually incredibly useful. Because if you're reading the contents and you have stuff in requester chest, you don't have to wire between them. So that's really useful. But the other bit was weird. The other part of how that was behaving was odd. Oh, also I was gonna set up that, but... Yeah, like... That's pretty useful, actually. And it's something good to learn. That's a lot of bots. I just want them to start moving my bots out of here, and then it'll help speed up everything. So, have my telescopes been built? No. Because those are not built. Because... Ta-da! They're all being eaten up here. It's fine for now. Limited by big electric motors, which are not currently being requested, so I'm gonna add big... I'm gonna add 5. Add 1,000, be consistent. Now I'm gonna drain all of those big electric motors that have been sitting there. It's going okay though. I will need to address this rocket fuel. That's oil, that's a future issue. Though actually, that isn't really a future issue. The draining on the gas is a little slow. Which means that if I just process it faster, then I'm fine. Which I actually did start to set up and then forgot all about. That'll stay fine. Sidetrack one more time. Area is safe. Can I do this to read anything? No. Those are just full on ammo. Perfect. Time to explode stuff. Except... not... oh, these are like old biters. These ones I feel a little bad for killing. Because they're not full of behemoths right now. But maybe they will be eventually? I don't actually know. Yeah, they will be. I'm guessing they just weren't. They were not individually absorbing pollution yet? Yeah, they're still kind of far from the pollution. That's kind of remarkable. I guess this just isn't running a lot, so the pollution gets absorbed by the trees really quickly. That was worth it. That was worth doing a tiny bit of efficiency. Unless they aren't running because I missed a spot. No, that should be fine. I think. This angry biter attacking a rock. I think they're all gone. This guy's very angry. How long will this take? A very long time. Goodbye, guy. Okay, I have to do this bit manually, but... if I clear these remaining spots, I will be even safer. So, Astro 2's waiting on just physically stuff getting crafted to place down the factory bits. Once it's done, I can probably start looking in Factory Planner for what I will need for Astro 3, which will then mean some of the parts will then be redone yet again, and it's all kind of fairly quick replacement of a couple of the parts, but that's unavoidable. I should have the aeroframe poles shipping up will help with that next tier. But that next tier, as you said, uses the cooler stuff for the insights or catalogs, one of the two, or both. So I will have to make sure that I adjust for that. This is a huge horde. That is actually potentially problematic. But maybe there's enough of them that I can kind of... their AI is unhappy. And I can just sort of spray everywhere and they'll explode. You just do enough of that, it kind of works. And that's burning all my ammo, that's fine. I cleared enough of them that the lasers should be fine. Last check, I can clear more, but that'll have to wait. Once all of these guys attack my walls, the lower section will be safe. Then I have further progress, but not important. This is This has worked through about 5,000 airframe pulls, which is nice. This is down 900 processing units, which is good. I still might need to address the rough data storage substrate and scale that up a bit. Big electric motors are finally, because of a short-term huge increase, short, but they're otherwise, they'll ship all this up, I won't use it all, and it'll be fine. But this won't get moving until that travels. Once it travels, I'll get some of those, then I'll get those. Other than the microwave telescopes, I still need the laser facility and the gravimetrics. Everything else should already be up there. It's just a matter of putting it all in place and making sure that it works. This running for too long on short supply of this could be a problem eventually. That is polished. Could I could run a green wire to connect to there to read all of the rough data and stuff, but I probably don't need it. I have to make sure this is not just sitting full. Yeah. The requests have to have been actually going through though, so yeah, having it connected with the Read Logistics Network's contents was actually a problem. And that explains the scrap in the barrels I saw earlier. It all makes sense. Honestly, I feel like I should productivity that. It really doesn't need to be fast, and it's much better to get as much out of it as possible instead of actually expending the resources. What is this? To do this? Because the full distance isn't too far. Why did I... Okay, so this layer is just too close. One, two, three. It's 4 between them. I guess that row I just put too close. Figure out an appropriate layout for this. Why? Oh, I'm confusing myself. Okay, that would be why. I went there and yeah, okay. Oh, it's such a weird layout. Very odd. Painless. Everything's good. That's building slowly, restricted by copper cables. Do I I do not have copper cables. I could do with more. No, I do have copper cables. I guess that was probably just something that was being manually requested or sent up. Here, launching now, it probably doesn't have any cables. All looking good. There's a lot of copper cables being requested. Hey, the processing units are finally catching up where they should be. Aeroframes will be full soon enough. But this delivery should let me build the Astro 2s. At least most of it. And then, while I wait for it to land and sort itself out, I can go somewhere quiet and look at Astro 3 on a basic level. I'm gonna need a new Astro crafting. Pretty much what I understood. I should actually be checking one down, I think. Matrix. Linear. Oh, just restart this. Just delete that. Now it's linearly dependent still, despite the fact that I was only trying to move that one up. I guess it doesn't update in scenarios like that. So, starting from the top. These are just being produced. Those need to be made with cryonite rods, which I will definitely just do on Nauvis and ship up, because that will be less painful short term. Long term, I can adjust. Significant data has not changed, so I might not have to do anything with that yet. I have better insight making it a little bit better already. So this will craft better, that will craft better, it might be fine. Cool is fine. Insight, tier 3. Uses the various catalogs, and that's fine. A very low... Oh, that's the Astro, that's wrong. I need the comprehensive. It is quite low demand at these later stages, which is very nice to see put into numbers. Radio wave, pretty simple. Simple. So these two are the simplest. They just have their own sources, different types of telescopes. These build off of that and a previous tier. More craftable. Yeah, so the catalog simple. Frame observation is those craftable data cards, I guess, are those two. Astrometric. I guess this one, so the gravitational lensing I'm doing at the previous tier, negative pressure is there. Adding that new recipe looks... I mean, it looks... Doing it all with bots because I'm doing it that way. It looks very similar to the tier before. It doesn't seem like... It's just more of similar. Not more of the same, just more of the similar approach, which is not bad. There's a few small bits like gamma ray detectors that need cryonite flush. That's something that I'll have to address. Which I guess that's a good thing, because then after this, the next tier is just remixing everything, and if the remixing of the data is done by bots carrying stuff around, it's a lot simpler. Not figuring out proper routing. What is the slush demand? The slush demand is 5.7 per minute at my set target. I probably just do that with barrels. It's a little lazy, but I think that's fast enough. Yeah. Because I'll have to do all of science, some of the sciences. I knew that tier 4 is where it becomes mixing. But it's not mixing everything? Or is it mixing everything but bio to get the tier 4s? Why is that not crafting still? Oh, because that's not being taken out. Okay. Because this is full. I have a ton of those. Why is that not? Oh, it's just slow. Okay, that's fine. Kind of predictable, honestly. Ah. That is a big waste of resources. 200. I totally need 500 of those sitting in this thing that only needs to craft occasionally. That's, I guess. I'm now curious. It's the way these mix together is kind of an interesting element. Like, I really wouldn't be surprised if you could just go straight down the bio from 1 to 4 without needing to mix, just because it feels so separated. I mean, actually, yeah, it uses significant biomass instead of significant data. Like, it's a totally different... It's not different, it uses significant data here, but it's a very different... It's very... it's just weird. I'm trying to check. If I go to the... Like, I feel like the only one that would be likely to mix would be bio. I mean, but it doesn't look likely that it's going to rely on bioscience at all. Because I don't think any of these are bioscience based. Which is fine. It's kind of neat to have a segment that's fully its own thing. The aeroframe is going to get me the beryllium low density, which will be nice. I do need to improve my beryllium, but that can wait. Space probe rocket silo is kind of important, I think. Both of the telescopes are important. That is pretty far away. And that's the space probe is the tier 4 there, which is a mix of stuff. Oh, yeah, actually, an oil save would be very, very welcome. Not actually a ton of research from this. There's basically just the low density for, standalone. It mixes with other things, but there's nothing really noteworthy until the tier 3, which is fine. A lot of weird things. Lots of weird bits of research. I might as well research this, honestly. Maybe then it'll be out of the way. Yeah. Which, I guess, if I reach... Wait, I was going to check the actual numbers on low density. So, it produces twice as much. So it's a tenth the plastic. It's a tenth of the plastic, a tenth of the glass, and a fifth of the steel, and none of the copper, ignoring the actual cost for the scaffold, which is poles and cryonite. Which is a fairly hefty sink. The cryonite's fine. The 4 airframe poles is 2 plates each. So it's about 1 ingot. It's a little, I think it's a little less than 1 ingot of beryllium per 2 low densities, which would drain quite quickly. But I can fix and scale up my beryllium production once I have a spaceship. Because with a spaceship, I can travel here. Oh, I mean, it's a smaller planet, but that pollution is gross. It probably won't be long before I cover the entire thing in pollution. Yeah. With a spaceship, I can scale up my beryllium more easily. Probably want 2 or 3 times this, maybe even 4. Which, being able to fly here, hopefully without too much pain, will help. Oh, yeah. Because your planet's like your actual homeworld planet, not just an offshoot base. Oh wait, have I fixed these? Do need to address the request from buffers eventually. Okay. It's funny. At least nothing lives there except for you. Okay, so time to check if this is properly balanced still. Probably not. Okay, has my stuff crafted yet? Peaceful crafting here. 1, 2, 3, 6. Perfect. Next is a gravimetrics. Gravimetrics. Switch this to a gravimetrics 1x. Is that I can copy the next stage as long as it doesn't include the gravimetrics, which means this is good to go. Boom. I need to do this stuff. Which is no, shift 4. There. Reasonably painless. That, limit it a bit. I need to put a roboport over here. That covers enough for now. I will probably need to adjust that layout eventually. Do I have underground belts? I do not. Monotype. Yep, I always do that wrong. undergrounds. That'll be painless. I will need to set up proper bot crafting, but this is a liquid, and I hate liquids. I probably just build a new delivery cannon thing and set up all 3 of these machines beside each other, which would be relatively painless. A lot of steel. At least none should be getting requested. It is a very good point that has definitely been stated. I really should be, when I need steel, I really should be shipping in ingots instead of breaking it down from ingots and then shipping it up. But I shouldn't need steel shipped up right anytime soon, so I'm not going to address it yet. I will need to address that with the material science for sure. But I've spotted that my science is not crafting because I don't have enough efficiencies. Are they stuck in here? No. Do I have them? Yes. Request from buffer chest. My favorite setting. I need to know. Request from buffer chest. I change this default. Okay, so I changed that. Well, that's fine. I fixed it. That current issue is solved. Oh yeah, I'm trying to keep some of those in my inventory. That's fine. Oh, yes. I missed that. Okay, so that section has been built up. The topmost is fine. I just need the facilities to be built. Processing units. It all comes back to requesting from buffer chests. Which really does mean that I should spend the time, switch all these passive providers to active providers, and set up specific storage warehouses instead of buffers. I should spend the time at some point to shift to that. That won't be today, because I'm already about to reach time for today, but I should definitely put in that marginal amount of effort. I have to probably change my... I'll probably have to clear a bunch of solar panels for a bit, but shouldn't be a problem. I'm distracted. I'm setting this to lasers. Okay, yeah. Well, if you can catch part of it, I hope you can, but if not, hope you have a nice day. But I'm not supplying power. Guess what that means. I'm gonna need some of those shipped, which is really weird. I never thought I'd be shipping lower tier power poles into space, but bad planning. I just kind of assumed for no reason that that would reach. Weird assumption to make. But this should be finished in a reasonable... Should be finished now-ish. And I should be able to get one Astro Science in the next 20 minutes. And if not, then there's something broken. And if there's something broken, then I just need to address whatever it is that is broken. I'm making microwave observation data, which is something. Why is this not... Did I flood the entire system? Oh, I never connected it. That's fine. It means I didn't connect it to the wrong thing and have to flush an entire system. That's good. Okay, that's there. Has this been built? That's been built, which means I should be able to copy the rest and get this moving. It's just those two. This will need both of those. This is inputting outputting. This is the same temperature. This is 25. That's minus 10. Ooh, I sort of assumed that was not minus 10. I should have checked. I can run it, it's just fine. It's gonna look bad. Run it? I can run it for 8, that's better. That should be the correct one with minus 10. With output minus 10. Power. Ooh, that noise is kind of unpleasant. Very clanky. Double check, none of these were planned for speed. The gravimetrics and the hypercooler were set up with speed in mind. I might as well do that. The laser's fine. That can move down one, because I actually did want that sped up. It's a very fitting sound. It's just... well, I say it's a fitting sound, but we're in space. So I don't know if it fits. Okay, the catalogs are probably not set up correctly. Yes, because I never set up the input or the output. Just, frankly, predictable. This will start crafting. I hope. Oh, did I move that? No, I just never said it. Funny. Oh, this is not going to be ideal. This needs to change. But the astrometrics, did it need the higher... Okay, it's the same thermofluids. I can just leave it there for now, which is a bit out of the way. Which is not ideal, but... for now, it's fine. This is crafting. Blam. Broad astronomics. Which is going up here first. Boom. Astro 2. Crafted. Success. There's probably flaws, but I'll address those when they arise. I expect this will run slow for a little while because I forgot that I had to output scrap. That's an easy one to find. Scrap. And there's probably a bunch more scrap, but most of the other ones are operating with bots, but fine. Currently these seem okay. This is currently not happy because I didn't update the request chest. But it probably has issues. But I should be able to save this. And any issues can be troubleshooted. I can troubleshoot any issues next time while trying to figure out how I want to set up the tier 3 Astro Science. I'll need a bunch more. I mean, I assume that the red ones of these that I haven't researched, so I can't actually look at them, are probably just as big. That will be a similar thing, I imagine. Maybe fewer? Yeah, fewer of them needed. It doesn't look too painful if I do the scaffolds and ship them into space myself. I will, however, need to not just copy from this, because this... Oh no, I just need to move this. Delete that, and then it will request it properly. I will need to add scaffolds to shipping to space, and that's about it. The cryonite slush will be dealt with via delivery cannon. We'll have to set that up on Nauvis. The rest of that doesn't look that bad. I'll just have to figure out how I want to lay it out, because 100, 273. Do I have 273 in this tier? I don't think so. I'm only at... Oh no, I do have a few 273s. So, I have to figure out how I want to lay that out. It's 25, minus 100, and minus 273. It feels like it's not at the intended speed yet, which is fine. It's way below, so something is probably wrong. And I will need to address that. Yeah. Which it doesn't seem bad. Okay, something is currently dead. Oil. So maybe that's why it's underfed right now. That's surprising. I thought my oil was okay. Oh, my oil is okay. I have too much oil. That's what's not okay. But that's tomorrow's problem. Because if I keep finding issues now, I'll just keep playing forever. And I need to impose self-control. Yeah, so I think I might. I probably don't finish Astro. Well, Tier 3 Astro. We're still Tier 4, but that's far away. I probably don't finish Tier 3 Astro tomorrow. I might be able to get it set up for in the next week, though. After which, it's probably spaceship building on a base level, and then figuring out how that works, which sounds like it will be fun to me. But I should stop right here. Thanks for watching and chatting and hanging out. Hope you have a nice night, day, etc. I finally understand that these are the clamps probably, right? And those are cut off from the air, maybe. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Yeah, have a nice night, day, week, etc. Bye-bye.